Good morning, everyone. This is Scott, W2BLT, and this is the Morning Brew for the 12th of June. This is net number 986, and I'll be your host for the first hour. And we'll turn it over to Mike, K2CMT in DeBerry, Florida. And we got Vicky on the log this morning, KE8VKY. Question of the day is, other than salt and pepper, what one spice can't you do without? Just one spice that you gotta have other than salt and pepper. Let me acknowledge these text check-ins as soon as I correct the one here. There we go. Alrighty. Text check-ins, we have KC2NJV, Wayne, K4GDS, Gil, KA8BYU, Roy, KK6BCX, Ken, W9QJQ, Keith, KQ9KX, Paul, twice, KJ4ZFM, Robert, KD9YUZ, Jimmy, KE2EIO, Michael, 82KP, Stephen, KI6KQO, Zachary, BE3XTD, Eric, KD2YUY, Charles. Now let's go to the mobiles. We'll take the mobiles that are ready to go this morning, and mobiles only. Please come with your call sign twice and slowly.
Kilo Zulu 4 Juliet November. That's Kilo Zulu 4 Juliet November mobile.
Kilo Juliet 5 India Charlie Golf. Kilo Juliet 5 India Charlie Golf mobile.
Kilo Delta 5 Zulu Papa Tango. Kilo Delta 5 Zulu Papa Tango. Echo Wing mobile in and out, monitoring.
November 2 Zulu Victor November and 2 ZVN. KF0 SET. Kilo Foxtrot 0 Sierra Echo Tango mobile in and out. Good morning, everybody.
Kilo Quebec 4 Oscar Romeo Kilo KQ4 ORK mobile.
W8NJT Whiskey 8 November Juliet Tango in and out. Alrighty, we'll hold it up there. Let me recognize we had KJ4 or KZ4JN Anders, KJ5 ICG Gordon. We had KD5 ZPT Paul and Baton Rouge was in and out. We had N2 ZVN Allen. We had KF0 SET Ron in Platteville, Colorado was in and out. We had KQ4 ORK Barry in Apopka, and W8NJT Nick in Toledo, Ohio. Let's go to the top of these mobiles. KZ4JN Anders, good morning. And other than salt and pepper, what one spice can't you do without?
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Vicky, and everyone else. I am one of these people that I really like onion powder on anything, just about with the salt and pepper. So I would say onion powder. Hope everyone has a great day. We're nearing the Friday. Kilo Zulu 4 Juliet November, back to net control.
Alrighty, thanks for joining us, Anders. Have a great day. Next up, KJ5 ICG Gordon in Richmond, Texas. Good morning.
Morning, Scott. Morning, Vicky, and the rest of the crew. Other than salt and pepper, I would say cayenne pepper would be one I have to have, because those three are a big part of a lot of the seasonings I use. So, thanks for having the net, KJ5 ICG.
Alrighty, cayenne it is. Thanks, Gordon, and I think I spelled it right. I'm not sure. Have a great day. N2 ZVN Allen over in Kendall, New York. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott and the crew.
I'm going to go with Cajun. Love Cajun on many different things. And two's at the end. Everybody have a good day. Alrighty, Cajun is. Thanks for joining us, Alan. Appreciate it. KQ4 ORK, Barry in Apopka, Florida. Good morning, Barry.
Good morning to everybody on the Brew Crew. Thanks for picking me up. I don't know if it's definitely a spice, but a combination of spices. I just love me some sriracha. Sriracha on everything for me. Hope everybody has a great day. Back to net control, KQ4 ORK in the mobile.
Ooh, must be something about Florida and sriracha. I don't know. Have a good day. Appreciate you joining us. Let's see. Let me acknowledge a couple more text check-ins here, and then we'll run the whole list. We got K8BWK Ben, N3DQD Ray, and KM4WZD Joe in Claremont. I'm going to go to Ben in Oregon. I'm sure he's mobile. Good morning, Ben. What spice can't you do without besides salt and pepper? Good morning, Scott, and everyone on the Morning Brew. I really don't have that. I need that spice other than salt and pepper, so I guess I'm going to throw things off first thing this morning. Everyone have a great Thursday. Thanks, Scott. K8BWK. Let's go up to the top of this list. KC2NJV, Wayne in Belmore, New York. Good morning, Wayne.
Good morning, Scott and the rest of the crew. KC2NJV here. I don't really put salt or pepper on anything based on, whatever food I'm eating. And I don't really have any other spices. I mean, I have spicy food, but I don't put a spice on it. I just don't add to the food, unless you're talking hot sauce, and that's not a spice. So I'm confused. So none is a good answer. I like that. Have a great day.
Alrighty, Wayne. Thanks for joining us. And I'm just the opposite. I have a hard time figuring out exactly which spice I like the best. But you have yourself a good day, and thanks for joining us. K4 GDS, Gil in Orlando, Florida. Good morning, Gil.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Vicky and everyone else. I can't believe we got this far down the list without anyone saying garlic. I don't know how to cook without garlic. K4 GDS, back to net.
Thanks, Gil. Appreciate it. And the reason I say Orlando the way I do, we used to have I don't know if it was nationwide, but with our lottery years ago when they started with commercials, they had this lady on there, and her name was Yolanda Vega, and she always said Yolanda. So, in case you were wondering, have a good day. KA8BYU, Roy in Blaisdell. Good morning, Roy. And other than salt and pepper, what was one spice you can't do without? Alrighty, we're going to put Roy in the bad boy room here shortly. KK6BCX, Ken in Kingman, Arizona. Good morning, Ken.
Well, good morning, Scott, Vicky, the rest of the crew. I'm going to go on the other end of the spectrum with cinnamon. How about some cinnamon? KK6BCX, back to net.
Alrighty, Ken, cinnamon it is. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Next up, W9QJQ, Keith in Gleason, Wisconsin. Good morning.
I'm a big cook or outside grill person, and I can't live without Greek seasoning. And if I never come back to you, don't put me in the bad boy room. That means I got a page out with a fire call, so that's why I'll never get back to you in the morning if that ever happens with me. All right, thank you for letting me check in.
Alrighty, Keith, yeah, don't worry about it. You gotta not answer quite a few times before you get in the bad boy room. Appreciate you joining us. KQ9, KX, Paul in La Pointe, Wisconsin. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I put thyme on everything. I put it on soups, stews, all the meats that I cook, but I love that flavor of thyme. KQ9KX, have a good day.
That is a good one. Have a good day, Paul, and thanks for joining us. KZ4, KJ4, ZFM, Robert, Deltona, Florida. Good morning, Robert. Well, it sounds like he's having a little microphone problem there. We'll come back to Robert shortly. KD9, YUZ, Jimmy in Wakarusa, Indiana. Good morning, Jimmy.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Vicky. Beautiful day in the Wakarusa area here. Put me down for Old Bay, Scott. I put Old Bay on a lot of things. I think that's about my favorite spice anymore. Have a great day. KD9YUZ, back to net.
Alrighty, Robert, Old Bay it is, and I love Old Bay on cauliflower. Nothing like it. KD9, YUZ, Jimmy in Wakarusa, Indiana. Good morning. I'm sorry. That was the wrong one. That was Jimmy that liked the Old Bay. Alright, let's go to KE2EIO, Michael in Elman, New York. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Vicky. Good morning, everybody. You know, I'm part Polish. Garlic powder or onion powder, mix it together. But garlic. K2EIO 73s. Everybody have a good day.
Alrighty, thank you, Michael. Garlic it is. Let's go back up and see if Robert in Deltona is still there. You there, Robert? Well, moving right along. This is W2BLT. Let's go to 82KP, Stephen in Brooklyn. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Scott, Vicky, and the rest of the Brew crew. You can put me down for garlic. Gotta have my garlic. I hope everyone has a great day. This is 82KP, back to net control.
Garlic it is. You have a great day, Stephen. Appreciate you joining us. KI6, KQO, Zachary in Kissimmee, Florida. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and the Brew crew. I really don't use any other seasonings besides salt and pepper, but put me down for cinnamon. I enjoy making some good cinnamon toast. With that, I'll send it back to net control, 73 KI6 KQO.
All right, cinnamon it is. Thanks for joining us, Zachary. Appreciate it. D3XTD, Eric up in Gravenhurst, Ontario, Canada. Good morning, Eric. And other than salt and pepper, what one spice can't you do without?
Well, that's not a hard one to answer. Celery salt. It's a natural diuretic and keeps me from bloating. So I'm going to say that celery salt's my favorite spice altogether. Back to you.
Celery salt it is. Have a good day, Eric. KD2YUI, Charles in Syracuse, New York. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everybody. Listening on the Brew Crew. Put me down in the garlic powder. Oh, garlic powder.
33, all back to net control, KD2YUI.
Alright, garlic it is. You have yourself a fine day. N3 DQD, Ray in Beaver, Pennsylvania. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Scott, Vicky, and the rest of the crew. I would have to give garlic powder my vote as well. N3DQD.
Alrighty, thanks for joining us. You have yourself a good day. Let's see, let me acknowledge KM4WZD, KE2EDS, KG8QP, KQ4UAM, and K8BAC. Let's go up to Joe in Claremont, KM4WZD. Good morning, Joe. And other than salt and pepper, what one spice can't you do without?
Well, good morning. Happy Thursday, and good morning to the crew. You can go ahead and put me down for garlic, I'd say, or garlic powder, rather. Onion powder is a close second, but let's go with garlic for this morning. Everybody take care. 7-3s, we'll talk soon. It's KM4 WZD. Back to net.
Alrighty, Joe. Garlic it is. Thanks for stopping by this morning. We appreciate it. KE2EDS, Mark, one of your hosts on the open mic night here on the East Coast Reflector in Elma, New York. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Vicky, and the rest of the Brew Crew. I'm a garlic guy. I love garlic salt, garlic powder, and real garlic. Again, garlic. Have a great day, KE2EDS.
Thanks, Mark, and I think garlic keeps the evil spirits away. That's what I've been told. Have a great day, and thanks for joining us. KG8QP, Jeff in Perrysburg, Ohio. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and everybody else on the Brew Crew. I like my spicy food. Trying to narrow it down, I'll just probably say jalapenos for this morning. I'd like to go to Mana Jalapenos. So with that, I wish everybody a great day. KGHP, back to net.
Alrighty, jalapeno it is. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us. KQ4 UAM, Kevin in Interlaken, Florida. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and the crew. It would definitely have to be Obey for me, Scott. Hope everybody has a great week. Stay safe and well. Appreciate all you do. KQ4 UAM, back to the net.
Alrighty, thanks, Kevin. Appreciate you joining us, and have a great day. Next up, one of our team members here and one of your hosts on the Morning Brew, K8BAC Al up in Britain, Michigan. Good morning, Al.
Hey, good morning, Scott, Vicky, everybody on the Brew Crew. Hope everybody's having a happy Thursday. I'd go with chili powder because, you eat a lot of tacos, so got to have chili powder to make the meat. Everybody have a great day. Back to you, Scott, KABAC.
Alrighty, Al, chili powder it is. You have a great day. Looking forward to seeing you next weekend. N8ZFH, Gary in Woodhaven, Michigan. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Vicky. Good morning to the Brew Crew. And please put me down for crushed red pepper. Thank you very much. Hope everybody has a great Thursday. N8ZFH, back to that.
Alrighty, thank you, Gary. Appreciate you joining us, and red pepper it is. Alrighty, folks, let's take check-ins from anybody anywhere. Please come with your call sign twice and slowly.
N5GRT,
N5GRT, in and out.
5 Kilo Alpha Lima Mobile. Good morning.
KS5YRQ, Kilo Foxtrot 5, Yankee Romeo Quebec, in and out.
Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
Kilo November 4 Romeo Whiskey, Kilo November 4 Romeo Whiskey. N2BH, N2BH.
Kilo Charlie 3 Lima Alpha Victor. Kilo Charlie 3 Lima Alpha Victor.
WW4 Romeo Echo Lima.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot.
Kilo Juliet 5 India Whiskey Papa. Kilo Juliet 5 India Whiskey Papa Mobile.
Alrighty, we'll hold it up there and recognize who we have here. We have W2KDC Dennis via the text line. We had K5KAL Kyle, Tehachapi, California in a mobile. We had V3TGN Tim. We had KF5YRQ Charles in Rector, Arkansas was in and out. Thanks for joining us. We had KN4RW Rudy, N2BH Bill, KC3LAD Mike, WW4REL Robert, VA3CRF Byrne, and KJ5IWP Steve and Abilene. A couple of these are mobile. Let me get them before they get to where they're going. W5KAL out in Tehachapi, California. Kyle, looks like you're new to the system. Welcome. And the question of the day is, other than salt and pepper, what one spice can't you do without?
I believe that should have been Whiskey 5 Kilo Alpha Lima. I was in a bad spot, I think, this morning on the road. My favorite spice is Cajun. Gotta have some Cajun blend on everything. Good morning, W5KAL, back to net.
Alrighty, and was that Cajun you said?
Roger, roger.
Alrighty, thank you, Ken. We got you. And the other mobile, KJ5IWP, Steve in Abilene, Texas. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Scott, Vicky, and everybody on the crew. Hope everybody's having a great day. You can definitely put down for the granulated garlic. Definitely use that on everything. So, other than that, hope everybody has a blessed day. 73, back to net control, KJ5IWP.
Alrighty, thank you, Steve. Appreciate you joining us this morning. You have yourself a great day. Let's go to the top. W2KDC, Dennis in Dansville, New York. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning, everyone on the brew. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. The spice for me is garlic. Definitely got to keep the vampires away. That's the story. W2KDC, back to you.
Alrighty, thanks for joining us, Dennis, and I'll beep when I go through Dansville in about an hour and a half. Headed south. Have a great day. Next up, V3DGN. Tim in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Good morning, Tim.
Morning, Scott. Vicky, you there? Myself, I don't like Charlie. I like garlic. So have a great day. You find in there, B3TGN, Wednesday, and all the crew. And have a very nice day.
Alrighty, Tim, could you give me that spice one more time? You cut out just when you said it.
Garlic.
Alrighty, I got it that time. Tim, garlic it is. You have yourself a great day, and thanks for stopping by this morning. Let's go to KN4RW, Rudy in Smithfield, North Carolina. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. KN4W. Put me down for garlic. I like garlic. And with that, pass back net control. Have a wonderful day. KN4RW.
All right, thanks, Rudy. You have yourself a great day. Next up, one of your hosts here on the Morning Brew, one of our team members, Bill, Palmyra, New York, N2BH. Good morning, Bill, and other than salt and pepper, what one spice can't you do without?
Hey, good morning, Scott, Vicky, everybody else. Lowry's Seasoned Salt, Lawrys. Put that on steak and burgers and stuff, and good taste to it. Rest of the day, see what the day brings. Supposed to get some more rain, surprise. N2BH.
Oh boy, I'm headed south, so I'm not going to get the rain, I hope. Have a good day, Bill, and seasoned salt it is. KC3LAV, Mike in Lidditz, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Mike.
Sir, good morning, Scott, and good morning, everyone on the crew this morning. This is Mike Kilo, Charlie 3, Lima Alpha Victor, in Warwick Township, Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. It's a beautiful sunny day here, and we're sitting on the deck having a wonderful time. Will be another vote for Old Bay seasoning on pretty much anything. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. Back control, KT3LAV clear.
You know, Mike, that's one spice that I love and one spice that my wife doesn't. Have a great day. I understand it's going to be about 90 degrees down that way today. Appreciate you joining us. This is W2BLT. Next up, WW4REL. Robert in Orlando, Florida. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, everyone on the brew. Put me down for garlic. Can't live without it. WW4REL.
Well, looks like garlic seems to be a popular one this morning. Have a great day and thanks for joining us. And last on this list, a VA3CRF, Vern, walking up in Waterdown, Ontario, Canada. Good morning, Vern.
Good morning, Scott and Vicky and everybody on the brew crew. Thanks for picking me up. Yep, it's in the low 60s up here this morning, overcast. Looks like a little bit of a chance of rain this morning. Hopefully not while I'm out walking. Scott, for the question of the day, it's got to be garlic in all its forms. Love garlic toast. And I also really like something made with garlic tzatziki, which is that white sauce that you usually get with delicious. Scott, thank you for doing it. Yesterday, Milton came in right behind me, and I didn't give him a saludo cordial. So if he's listening, un abrazo, mi amigo. Thank you, Scott. Thanks for doing it. VA3CRF.
Alrighty, Vern. I imagine he's listening in the wings out there. You have yourself a good day, and thanks for joining us. Alrighty, let's take Echolink and digital stations only. Taking a page from my buddy Mike here. Echolink and digital stations only. Please come with your call sign twice and slowly.
KK4OXX, that's Kilo 4 Oscar, X-ray, X-ray.
For mobile, good morning.
KE9GIF.
All right, let's hold it up there for a moment. We got KK4OXX Jonas. We had KC3FGD Ray. I had a couple other we didn't quite get one. One sounded like it ended in GIF or something like that.
Kilo Echo 9 Delta India Foxtrot, Adam in Chicago.
Alrighty, we got you, Adam. And we had another one in there. It sounded like a Kilo Echo something with a Echo uniform. Could you come back again, please? Nothing heard. Let's go to the top of this list and pick up Robert in Deltona, Florida, KJ4ZFM. Maybe he's got a little better connection this time. Good morning, Robert. And the question of the day is, other than salt and pepper, what one spice can't you do without?
Wow. Good morning to the crew. I hope everyone is having a blessed day so far. Beautiful sunshine down here in the beautiful sunshine state of Florida. For the question for the day, I'd have to say garlic. Yeah, I'd have to say garlic. AJ4 ZFM.
Alrighty, thanks for joining us, Robert. We appreciate it. KK4OXX Jonas in Miramar, Florida. Good morning.
Good morning, sir, and I appreciate you taking my check-in. What a beautiful morning it is here in the Miramar, South Florida area. As far as the question is, I would have to agree with a lot of people. It's got to be garlic. I mean, I've got all kinds of spices that I love to put on my food, but that is the one. And to this day, I can attest, I have not been bitten in the neck yet. KK4OXX.
I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Have a great day, Jonas. Appreciate you joining us. This is W2BLT, and next up from downtown Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, KC3FGD. Good morning, Ray.
Hey, good morning, Scott, Vicki, everyone on the brew. Welcome from the Scrapple capital of Lancaster County. Since I have 600 plus bulbs of garlic growing in my garden, one of my gardens, which are ready for harvest here shortly, and I'm currently harvesting the scapes off the garlic, if anyone knows what they are. It's got to be garlic for me. Scott, everyone have a wonderful day. A shout out to Mike down on Littis, PA, KC3FGD. Back to Scott at Net Control.
Good grief, Ray. 600 bulbs of garlic. All I got to say about that is I'm good on QRZ. Have a great day, Ray. Appreciate you joining us. Let's go to KE9 TIF, Adam in Downers Grove, Illinois. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Scott. Thanks for hosting this morning. So, spicy beer mustard. That's what we're into in the Chicagoland area here.
Well, it's the first time I've ever heard of beer mustard, but if it's a thing in Chicago, it's got to be a thing. Have a great day. Appreciate it. Let's see. Let's take some text check. Well, we got 4 text check-ins. K4KU Jason, KE8SMN, KE2GCB Garrett, and W2RBC Randy. But before I take those, let's see if anybody just wants to be in and out this morning. In and outs only. Please come with your call sign twice and slowly.
Kilo Delta 6, Delta India Quebec, KD6 DIQ Todd, Yucca Valley, in and out.
Q4 CJM,
Charlie
W2 CJM, in and out, mobile, in and out.
C5CZX, in and out, please. Oh, 7 Papa Romeo Oscar, G7 PO, South of England.
Mike Lima, in and out.
Kilo Mike. Mike 4 Tango Charlie, running late, in and out.
Alrighty, we'll hold it up there for just a moment. Recognizing KM4TC, Terry in 4 Oaks, North Carolina. We had KQ4YVA, Norman in St. Cloud, Florida. We had W2CJM, Charles in Selden. We had KC5CZX, Daryl out in Lubbock, Texas. We had KD6DIQ, Todd in Yucca Valley, California, was in and out. We had a couple more here. We had a KQ4 station that was in and out. KQ4, could you give me that call sign again, please?
KQ4 YVA, Kilo Quebec 4, Yankee Victor Alpha.
Alrighty, Norman, you have a great day. Thanks for joining us. And we had a G7 station in there. Could that G7 station come back again, please?
Yeah, this is Golf 7, Papa Romeo Oscar, G7 PRO, near the port of Poole on the south coast of England, and the name is Peter. Back to you.
We got you, Peter. Thanks for joining us this morning. Looks like you're new to the system. Welcome, and don't be a stranger. That completes the in and outs. Let's go up and take these 4 text check-ins. K4KU Jason, Atlanta, Georgia. One of our net controllers here on the open mic night. Good morning, Jason. And the question of the day is, other than salt and pepper, what one spice can't you do without?
Yeah, good morning, Scott, and everybody on the Open Brew today. I can't deal with chili peppers. I use a lot of different ones. Probably the most common one for me is chili guajillo because it makes a really good red salsa. So have a great day, everyone. This is K4KU, back to net control.
All right, thanks, Jason. You have yourself a fine day. Let's go to KE8SMN, Jeff in Rochester Hills, Michigan. Good morning.
Good morning, Brew Crew. This is KE8SMN. Not a big spice guy, but I guess garlic would be the one that I couldn't do without. KE8SMN, back to net.
Alrighty, Jeff, garlic it is. You have yourself a great day, and thanks for joining us this morning. KE2GCV, Garrett in Williamsville, New York. Good morning.
I am a spice guy. I definitely like my cayenne pepper. Put me down for that spice. KE2GCV, back to you.
Cayenne's always good. Thanks for joining us to have yourself a great day. Let's go to one of our team members here, Randy at W2RBC in West Seneca, New York. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and everyone on the Morning Brew. Like so many others, it has to be garlic. Back to net control, 73 to all, W2RBC.
Alrighty, Randy, garlic it is. Thanks for joining us. W4PPX, Don in Hollywood, Florida. Good morning, Don. And other than salt and pepper, what one spice can't you do without?
Good morning, Scott. Everybody in the Brew Crew this morning. Thanks for all you do. I'm going to go with McCormick's makes the rotisserie chicken seasoning that is really good in gravies and chicken and any poultry, soup, the whole 9 yards. It really adds a zip to them. 7-3. Hope everybody has a good day. Back to you, Scott.
Alrighty, thanks, Don. Rotisserie seasoning it is. Alrighty, let me acknowledge a couple more text check-ins here, and then we'll take some regular check-ins. WB5ITT Chris and KO4FRR Joel. Who else do we have looking to join us this morning? Please come with your call sign twice and slowly.
Kilo Charlie 1, Sierra Yankee, Quebec. Kilo Charlie 1, Sierra Yankee, Quebec.
N5DRT, N5DRT.
Whiskey Papa for Victor Whiskey Houston.
5DRT, N5DRT.
Kilo 2 Tango Victor. Kilo 2 Tango Victor.
November 9 Echo Hotel Tango and 9 EHT. Good morning. In and out. In and out. That's in and out. Good morning.
Delta 2, upon Mike Echo Rich, 82 DME.
Kilo Charlie 2, Kilo Hotel Tango.
November 1 Whiskey Echo Bravo. November 1 Whiskey Echo Bravo.
Flag and flag. November Sierra Steven.
Kilo 5, Delta,
Quebec
Delta
4,
Victor.
Romeo Uniform.
Kilo 5, Delta, Delta Victor.
Alrighty, let me pick it up there for a moment here and acknowledge who we got and see who we got to have something for. We got K5 DDV Sean, we had 4G1 NYS Stephen, we had N1 WEB Webb, we had W8 TME Todd, DA3 KTJ Jinsuk, we had N9 EHT Doug, and New Caney was in and out this morning. We had K2TV Bob, KD2NL Chip in the mobile, WP4VW Milton, and we had N5DRT Kurt, and KC1SYQ David, and we also had one that I didn't acknowledge, KC2 KHT Henry and East Islip, New York. I better run this list before they fall off the page. Let's go to the top of this list. WB5ITT Chris in Beaumont, Texas. Good morning, Chris, and the question of the day is, other than salt and pepper, what one spice can't you do without? Good morning.
Good morning, sir. The rest of the Morning Brew from WB5ITT Mobile in soggy southeast Texas. Got thunderstorms this morning, lots of rain coming down.
Had a good bout yesterday, and it looks like we're going to be in this for the next week. I think Tuesday's the next dry day. Anyhow, well, you know, being part Cajun and living next door to Cajun land anyway, I got to have some spice in my food shack. So, don't do the salt anymore, just do pepper and the other is usually a little bit of either some cayenne red pepper or some Tony's Ashery no salt seasoning. I like a big mixture of it. Now, the garlic and the onion, as Justin Wilson would say, got to have some onion. The onion and garlic is usually mixed in there anyway, so, but got to definitely have some good spicy seasoning. Hope everybody's having a good Thursday morning, and we'll see y'all later, WB5ITT Mobile. Alrighty, Chris, have a good day. Thanks for joining us. Let's go to KO4 FRR, one of our team members here on the Reflector, Joe in Sorrento, Florida. Good morning, Joe.
Well, good morning, Scott in the Morning Brew. This is Joe, KO4 FRR. I have to be different. I'm going to go adobo. Talk to you guys in the Zoom room later. How it going?
Adobo. Will you listen to? Have a good day, Joe. I'm going to have to Google that. I've never heard of it. But thanks for joining us, and I'm sure it's a good spice. KC1 SYQ. David in Essex Junction, Vermont. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Brew Crew. Hope everyone's having a great day. I'm going to go a little different direction, toward the baking direction. Cinnamon. Cinnamon is my favorite spice. I could not live without. Put it in a lot of different things. Cinnamon, CC1, SYQ, back to that.
Alrighty, thank you, David. Cinnamon it is, and you have yourself a great day. N5 DRT, Curtin, Morton, Texas. Good morning.
Good morning there. Yeah, I'm going to be Cajun two-step. It's got a lot of cayenne in it. That's my favorite. Cajun two-step, N5 DRT.
Cajun it is. Thanks for joining us. Next up, WP4VW. Good morning, Milton.
Buenos días, mi hermano. Hope you're doing well. Say hi to Vicky, El Padrino, Dick, and the rest of the Brew Crew. WP4 Victor Whiskey. I am going to join that other gentleman that said adobo, like a good Puerto Rican folks. Adobo is a very important seasoning. What we do in all of Puerto Rican cuisine. With that said, stay safe, stay dry. Houston is going to get hammered again with a lot of water, lightning, and thundering and all those stuff. So be safe out there. Back to you, Net Control, WP4 Victor Whiskey. 7-3.
All right, thanks for joining us, Milton, and adobo it is. You have yourself a fine day. Next up, Chip, KD2NL in Cincinnati, New York. Good morning, Chip.
Good morning, and good morning to the rest of the crew. My favorite spice that I can't live without is the red pepper sauce. I'll say 73, you'll have a good day, and back to net, KD2NL Mobile.
You have yourself a good day, Chip. Appreciate you joining us. Red pepper it is. Let's go to Fairfax, Virginia, to K2TV, Bob. Good morning, Bob. And other than salt and pepper, what one spice can't you do without?
Good morning, Scott. Good morning to the Brew Crew. Well, I have to say garlic. Garlic is the one spice. But speaking of spices, we have a dinner club here. And tonight we're going out to a Middle Eastern restaurant. And should be interesting. Speaking of spices, I may like it or I may not like it. I don't know. I'm going to find out. But garlic is my favorite, though. Everyone have a great day. This is K2TV.
Oh, thank you, Bob. Appreciate you joining us. And yeah, that Middle Eastern cooking, we have a family 2 doors down, and when they have their windows open and they're cooking, it's quite aromatic. Have yourself a great day. Let's go up north, VA3, KTJ, Jensuk up in LaSalle, Ontario, Canada. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Vicky, and everyone on the net. This is VA3 KTJ. My favorite spice, other than salt and pepper, is cinnamon. Cinnamon is my favorite spice. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Steve, to all. And back to net control. This is VA3 KTJ.
Alrighty, thanks for joining us, Jensuk, and cinnamon it is. This is W2BLT on the home stretch. Let's go to W8TME, Todd in Parma, Ohio. Good morning, Todd. W8TME, Todd, are you still with us? Moving right along, we'll go to KC2, KHT, Henry in East Islip, New York. Good morning.
Morning, and hello to everybody on the brew. This is KC2, KHT, Henry, Long Island, New York, and I'm going to go for cinnamon. So, put the net, KC2, KHT.
Cinnamon it is, and thanks for stopping by this morning, Henry. Next up, let's go down to Collierville, Tennessee, to N1 WEB Webb. Good morning.
Thank you, Scott. Good morning to the net. If you could put Tabasco sauce as a spice, I'd pick that. But I'll stick with the spirit of the question, and you can put me down for crushed red peppers. I've got to have something on my pizza and everything else. And one WEB.
Crushed red pepper, that's for young people. Have a good day, Webb. Appreciate you joining us. This is W2BLT. Next up, 4G1 NYS, Stephen in Batangas City up in the Philippines. Good morning.
Thank you very much, and good evening from the homeland here in the Philippines. 4G1 my answer to your question this morning, put me down paprika. It's kind of rare to see paprika powder in a shaker, but it's good to the taste. Anyway, somebody who mentioned adobo is really practical predominant former Spanish colonies like my homeland in the Philippines. They need our version of pork blood. Take traffic from me, I'll send it back to control.
Alrighty, thanks, Stephen, and paprika it is. And you have yourself a fine day. You're breaking up there, kind of, but we got it. You have a good day. K5, DDV, Sean in Cypress, Texas. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Scott. Good morning, Brew Crew. Good to hear y'all in here again. My favorite spice would be the original Tony Chachere's. Anything that my wife cooks or I cook, it goes in it, or like a sprinkle on top to add a little extra flavor. And the adobo is really, really good. My wife is Filipina, and she makes a really good chicken and pork adobo. Put that over rice, and that'll make your tongue slap your brain. Anyway, y'all have yourself a good one, and we'll holler at y'all again. It's K5DDV 73 and back to net control.
Make your tongue slap your brain. I love it. Have a good day, Sean. Appreciate you joining us. Alrighty, we got some more here. Let me acknowledge some more check-ins we have here to buy. That's actually a KD2VNU Derby Dan, WB2JPQ Dick, KD3AJN, and KE0GKF Jeff, K6AAN Mike, W2AJR Andy, and N8HLN. And let's go to the top of this list. Question of the day is, other than salt and pepper, what one spice can't you do without? Tongue slapping your brain. KD2 VNU Derby Dan. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, Scott. I don't know if my tongue slapped my brain. I'd had quite a headache. I have to say garlic. Good morning to everybody. KD2 VNU returning back to the net.
Thanks, Dan. Have a good day. Appreciate you stopping by. WB2JP2, the Godfather. Dick in Eden, New York. Good morning, Dick. How are things on the hill this morning?
Beautiful morning. Beautiful morning, Scott. Good morning, everybody. Yep, think we'll mow a little bit of lawn today just to get outside. Well, I put me in the same category as Ben. Whatever comes, when I get a hamburger or whatever comes, that's what I eat. I don't use salt. I put a little bit of pepper on, but I guess you gotta put me in a nothing count. And some of these spices I never heard of. I guess I missed opportunities. Don't forget about tonight, 8 o'clock. Come join us, ECR Town Hall meeting in our Zoom room. Love to have everybody there and get your input. 8 o'clock tonight. Have a good day, everybody. It's WB2JPQ.
Alrighty, thanks, Dick. Appreciate you joining us. KD3HAN, Anna in Beaver, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Anna.
Good morning to the crew in there this morning. I guess I'd have to say garlic. Everybody have a great day. KD3HAN.
Alrighty, thanks for joining us, Anna, and have a great day, and garlic it is. KE0GKF, one of your hosts here on the Morning Brew, Jeff in Omaha, Nebraska. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Scott, and everyone on the Brew. Dick, good hearing you out there. Vicky on the log. You know, I live in Nebraska, so we have the best beef in the nation. Omaha steaks, baby. Okay, if we exclude salt and pepper, I'm going to go with the seasons, what do they call that? Spice seasons or whatever. Montreal steak by McCormick, it's called. Montreal steak, and boy, does it make a good piece of meat. And hey, you want to stay skinny? Eat steak and eggs every day. Keep the weight off. Back to you, Scott.
Thank you, Jeff, and I use Montreal seasoning daily. It's great on eggs. Have a good day. K6AAN, Mike in Valley Springs, California. Good morning.
Hey, good morning to everyone on the Brew Crew. Yeah, I'll go with that Montreal steak seasoning also. That is wonderful stuff, man. A good piece of meat, there's just nothing like it. So, back to net control. Have a great day, everybody. This is K68.
Thanks, Mike. Montreal seasoning it is. I got two more here. W2AJR, Andy in Cheektowaga. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Morning, everybody on the Brew Crew. I don't know if anything makes my tongue slap my brain, but anyways, I might be pretty popular if I could make that happen. Anyhow, cinnamon is my favorite spice. The rest of the day is work, and then well, maybe we'll jump into the town hall. 7-3, all have a great day.
Thanks, Andy. Always a pleasure. N8HLN, the last one for me today. Mike in Grosse Pointe Park, Michigan. Good morning.
Morning, Scott. Crew. I'm going to have to cast another vote for the Montreal steak sauce. Wife and I put that on everything, basically chicken, pork, and steaks. And I think you mentioned eggs. Those are good too. 73 from N8HLN.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you joining us. And thanks to everybody that joined me this morning. My time is up. Thank you for yours. Everybody have a great day. I'm going to turn it over to Mike, K2CMT. Thanks to Vicky on the log this morning. I don't know how she did that, a couple of them pile-ups, but appreciate it. It's all yours, Mike. This is W2BLT.
Thank you, Scott, and safe travels, buddy. We'll see you back here on Tuesday. NA2B, Charlie in Sun City Center, Florida, just checked in, so let's go right straight to him. Charlie and Bertie in Sun City.
Good morning, Mike, Vicky, and everybody on the crew from Bertie and I here in Tampa Bay. 75 this morning. You know, Mike, I was going to say peanut butter, and Bertie told me I couldn't do that. It's not a spice, but it sure goes good with almost everything. So we'd have to say onion salt. I guess we use the onion salt on most everything. Anyway, going to get a little walk in this morning before the rain showers pick up this afternoon. Thanks for what you do. K2CMT, NA2B, back to that.
Hey, Charlie, and you keep listening to Bertie. She'll keep you straight. Question of the day for everybody that's just tuning in. Other than salt and pepper, what one spice can't you do without? New stations wishing to join the Morning Brew. Come on now, twice and slowly.
KF8, DIC, KF8, Detroit Rock City,
KJ5, KOR.
4, Papa Mike Papa, Kilo 404, Delta EMP, K4, Kilo Zulu 4, Delta Julia, Kilo Zulu 4, Delta Julia, Charlie. November Golf.
November 8,
November
Romeo
Golf,
Whiskey
1
Foxtrot,
Papa,
N8RWF. Please check me in and out. Good morning.
November Golf 1 Papa, November Golf 1 Papa, Mobile.
Hey, with that pause, let me acknowledge these stations. W4RHC, Ariel in Alachua, Florida. KD2WIN, Tim in Hamburg, New York. N8RWF, Bill from Trenton, Michigan. Thank you for waving a hand, Bill. And Bill from Topsham, Maine. NG1P. Donald from Huntsville, Alabama. KZ4DJC. Kevin from Canyons Country, California. K4HD. Mike from Fayetteville, Tennessee. KO4PMP. David from Houston, Texas. My eyes are fogging up here. David, KJ5KOR. And Jack from Rochester, Michigan, KF8DRC. Let me pick up my mobile station, Bill, in Topsham, Maine.
NG1P. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, good morning to everybody on the net. This is NG1P Mobile, currently in Maryland, heading north on I-81. And I don't know if it counts as a spice, but if there was one thing that I couldn't live without, it would be ketchup. I know it's put on just about everything. And if that doesn't work, then I guess nothing would be my answer. Have a great day. NG1P, over.
I think it should work too. Ketchup and mustard should be, automatic, whether they're considered spices or not. But that's the way you and I think, Jack. Thank you for being here. Bill. Let's go to the top of the list. KF8 at DRC. Jack in Rochester, Michigan.
Good morning, everyone out there. I would have some paprika. Also, Big Boy Spice. Big Boy Spice, I usually put it on the hamburger. And that's all. KF8, DRC.
Well, thank you, Jack. That happens to be my favorite, and I think there's 3 of us now that actually like paprika. David in Houston, Texas, KJ5KOR. Good morning, David.
Good morning to the crew and you. I love me some cayenne pepper, and I get it in a little tube shaker. It's called Slap Your Mama. It's good and hot stuff, and I just love it. So put me down for cayenne pepper. KJ5KOR. Back to you.
Not a problem, David. I can't stand too much of it, but I do like a little bit. Mike in Fayetteville, Tennessee, KO4PMP. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Brew Crew, and my choice is going to be onion salt. I heard somebody else mention that a minute ago, and I'm with them on that. Although it was a tough choice, it's hard to narrow it down to just one, but I do like onion salt real well. So with that, back to net control from KO4PMP.
Mike, I know what you mean about narrowing it down. I said I love my spices, and there's a bunch of them out there I absolutely use on a regular basis. But when you just got to pick one, you just got to reach in there and grab it. Thank you for being with me this morning. Kevin in Canyon Country, California, K4HD. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Mike, and everyone out there. Brew Crew. Scary Spice, my favorite spice. Oh, you're not talking about Spice Girls. All right. Yeah, where does it condiment stop and spice begin? I have to go with allspice. It's very versatile. It's been cooking, making different stuff. So there was one I couldn't live without. It'd be allspice. Just getting up here, Mike, Southern California, listening to the birds chirp and the sunrise. We're heading off to Hawaii for vacation today. So excited about that. Everybody have a great, wonderful day. And the rest of the week, 73 all the way around. Kilo 4, Hotel Delta, back to net control.
Thank you, Kevin. I use allspice in my Cincinnati chili recipe. And, yeah, that's a favorite as well. Donald in Huntsville, Alabama, KZ4DJC.
Mike, good morning, Brew Crew. I'm going to have to cast my ballot for the Montreal steak sauce. That's hard to live without. But anyway, y'all have a great day. It's a happy Thursday. So this is KC4GJC, back to the net.
Yeah, you look at my spice rack, you'll find Montreal right there with the rest of the big boys.
Let me see. Tim, Hamburg, New York. KD2WIWN. Good morning, Tim.
Morning, everybody on the Brew Crew. This is KD2IWN in sunny Western New York today. My favorite spice, well, I'm an Italian who makes a lot of spaghetti sauce without my Italian seasoning, which contains oregano and basil and all that good stuff. I wouldn't be able to make my sauce. It would just not have the same zing and the flavor that I enjoy. Hope everybody has a great day. 73, this is KD2IWN.
Thank you, Tim. Ariel in Alachua, Florida. W4RHC. Good morning, Ariel.
Romeo 3rd Charlie. In the mobile, Gainesville, Florida at the moment, heading to Ocala. But as a matter of fact, I'll be cooking some burgers tonight. Mold drill seasoning for the spices. And I always make a salad of ketchup, sweet pickle, and mayo. And put it on top of it with an onions, more pickles. And most of the time we wrap it in lettuce, or we eat it on a low-carb bun. But most of the time we just wrap it up on lettuce. 73 Stool from W4RAC, I-75, South Park.
Thank you, Ariel. Montreal it is. Appreciate you being here and drive safe out there on 75. Bill in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. N5JOJ. Good morning, Bill.
And we have rain today, and I don't know. I hope it's just today, but I don't know if it's going to go through the weekend or not. But anyhow, that's the story for northeastern Oklahoma. Let's see. My favorite spice is Italian, like the other gentleman there, and I buy it in bulk. I put it in everything. But I do like other spices. There's one. The name is Kinder, and it's called the Blend, and that has all kinds of salt, garlic, stuff like that. But I use that too. But the Italian seasoning I use the most in just about everything. But there you go. Everyone have a super Thursday. Getting closer to the weekend there. N5JOJ back to net control.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate you being here. Italian it is. Next up, I don't know how this works out, but we get bills and bills lined up side by side. Here's another set of bills from Hobbs, New Mexico, KI5PMI.
Good morning, Mike. Everybody on the brew. Must be strength in numbers, right? Put me down for Montreal seasoning, please. Rest of the day, just a little bit of work. Hope everybody has a great day. KI5PMI. Back to net.
Thank you, Bill. Welcome aboard again, as always. Chris in Allen Park, Michigan, A18W. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, everyone on the brew. Hopefully I'm getting through here. I would say that sage would be one that I would really miss if it were to disappear. I don't know why. It's just one of my favorites. Thanks for having me. Back to net, Alpha India 8 Whiskey.
Thank you for being with us, Chris. Sage is something I just added back to my spice rack. I don't know, my wife is not a sage fan, but I am. And, Thanksgiving's not that far away. What would you do if you're dressing balls if you didn't have some sage on hand? Scott, Memphis, Tennessee, KY4NB. What kind of barbecue seasoning do you like, Scott?
Well, Hi there, Mike. I hope I'm making it in. Somebody keyed up several times there, or else it was some interference. I'll go with Pepper. Thanks for doing the net. Thanks to everybody behind the scenes. 7-3's all, and hi to Brother Randall if he's up and listening. KY4NB, back to net.
Scott, I missed that. There was a blurb right as you said the spice of choice. Would you give it to me again?
Pepper. Pepper. KY4NB, back. 7-3's all.
I'm going to accept that, but let me read the question again for all of you just joining us. Other than salt and pepper, what one spice can't you do without? Chris in Nova, Michigan, KBA PLV. KBA PLV, if that was you, Chris, all we got was a carrier. Try again. Not hearing anything, we're going to have to move along. Martian in Sterling Heights, Michigan, K8MJN. Martian in Sterling Heights, Michigan, are you still with me? So we're experiencing some difficulties in that Michigan area, so let's move along here, take on some new customers. New stations, come now please, twice and slowly.
GAT, KE2GAT.
November Whiskey 3 United, NW3U.
Delta X-Ray Bravo, Kilo Juliet 5, Delta X-Ray Bravo.
Whiskey 4, Papa Tango Zulu. Whiskey 4, Papa Tango Zulu.
Kilo Bravo 5, Sierra Alpha Victor. Kilo Bravo 5, Sierra Alpha Victor.
Okay, with that long pause, let me go acknowledge these stations. KC2JPQ, Frank in Lancaster, New York. W8ROY, Roy in Livonia, Michigan. Bill in North Fort Myers, W8WHK. Those all guys all use the text line. Jason in St. Almond, Louisiana, KB5SAV. Brian in Valdosta, Georgia, W4PTZ. Frank in Sugar Land, Texas, KJ5DXB. David in Garner, North Carolina, NW3U. Walter in Lynbrook, New York, KE2GAT. And Martian in Sterling Heights, Michigan. We'll give you another shot, Martian, K8MJN. If I missed you, come again now, please.
Hey, good morning, Mike. I hope I'm making it in. So can you verify?
I got you this time, Martian. Go ahead. Alright, yeah, so my favorite spices are the burger spice and garlic salt for seafood and vegetables on the grill. So with that, I'll send it back to net control, 73s, and have a great weekend.
Thank you for joining us, Martian. I'm going to give Chris in Nova, Michigan another shot here, too. KB8PLV. Chris, are you with me? Not hearing anything. Let's move on to Walter in Lynbrook, New York. KE2GAT. Good morning, Walter.
And the rest of the crew, I have to say, all right, that garlic is my favorite. I can't get enough of it in any form. And with that, I will return it back to net control, 73.
Garlic it is, Walter. Thank you for being here this morning. David in Garner, North Carolina, NW3U. What's your favorite spice after salt and pepper?
I'll be honest with you. I don't know. My wife is the one that does the cooking here, and I don't know what it is. I really don't. I'm drawing blank here. I apologize. You'll have to put a question mark down because I just really don't have any idea what spices she uses on the barbecue rub and stuff like that. So maybe a barbecue spice, I guess. I'm not sure if that's a real thing or not, but I apologize. You got me lost on that one this morning. We'll try to do better tomorrow. 73's NW3U.
Well, David, I gave you something to talk about with your wife at dinner tonight, so maybe you can give her the same question and see what she comes up with and pass it on to us tomorrow. Thank you for being here, buddy. Next up is Frank in Sugar Land, Texas. KJ5DXB. Good morning, Frank.
KJ5DXB, good morning to you, Mike, to Vicky, and everybody out there. Put me down for Italian. There's a few out there, but I like the Italian. Everybody have a great day. Thank you for the check-in. KJ5DXB, back to you, Mike.
Thank you, Frank. Let me take a moment to remind everyone that at 10 a.m. this morning, Roger will be along on HF 20-meter net, 14.317 on your dial. So if you have privileges, join us. If you don't have privileges, tune us in and listen. And see if you can hear some of these stations on 20 meters this morning. Let's move right along to Brian in Valdosta, Georgia, W4PTZ.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'd say it'd have to be hard drawn between garlic and cayenne. If it comes in a jar, I'm going to say cayenne. If it's fresh, it's got to be garlic. But, I'm going to have to say garlic, because garlic needs to go in just about everything. Again, thank you for having me, and W4PTZ, back to net.
Thank you, Brian, for being here. Garlic will be real popular on this survey today, I'm sure. I haven't looked at the totals yet, but I'll give you the rundown toward the end of the net today, so stick around. Jason in St. Almond, Louisiana, if I'm saying that right, KB5SAV.
KB5SAV, you almost got it right there. Welcome to everybody on the Brew Crew. We stay at Shalimar down here in South Louisiana. The thing that the spice we love the most down here would be Tony Chachere. I put it on everything. If we don't have that, we there's another one called Slap Your Mama. It's good season, and all of them's like seasonal almost, but nothing else going on down here. Just want to check in. I hope everybody has a good day. Back to Net Control, KB5 SAV.
Well, being from Kentucky, I grew up on a lot of Cajun recipes and Cajun spices because of Justin Wilson, watching his show for years. And Zatarain's and Tony's are my two favorites. Frank in Lancaster, New York, KC2JPQ. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Mike, and everybody listening to the brew. I'm going to go with the, I guess the favorite would be, and not much going on today, Mike, so I'm just going to send it back to the net. Everybody have a great day. KC2JPQ.
Thank you, Frank, for being with me this morning. Appreciate it. Bill in North Fort Myers, Florida, W8WHK. Good morning, Bill.
Well, good morning from Southwest Florida. I have about 79 degrees and it's sunny out. Well, I've thought about this and thought about it. I think garlic powder is, put it on any kind of meat when we're grilling it or roasting it, frying it up. Always put garlic powder on it, gotta avoid salt. Then I heard Tony saturate. I got that right here in my hand and we keep it on the kitchen table all the time. And the darn thing's empty. Gotta go out and get some more of that. But for the most part, I like the garlic powder. So I'll turn it back over to you. Might have a great day. This is W8WHK 73s, everyone.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate you being here as always. Roy in Livonia, Michigan, W8ROY. Good morning, Roy.
Well, good morning, everyone on the Morning Brew. Jumped over to Echolink in case there was an issue with that repeater today. But I'm going to go with the Evermore garlic powder. No garlic salt. Makes me have to drink a whole bunch of water, and I'd like to visit that other gentleman in Louisiana and have him do some cooking. I bet that's pretty good. Everybody have a great day. W8ROI Mobile, back to Net Control.
Thank you, Roy. Garlic it is, buddy. Appreciate you being here. Doug in Lubbock, Texas, W5VEO. Good morning, Doug.
Yeah, good morning to all on the Brew crew, and I've heard all the answers, but I haven't heard the the question. I just turned it on about 2 minutes ago.
Shame on you, Doug. Shame on you. Question of the day. Other than salt and pepper, what one spice can't you do without?
Okay, yeah, I'll probably have to echo a lot of the others. Garlic would be the one, whether it's powder salt or the actual cloves. We'll go with garlic there, and looks like summer's finally going to make it to West Texas. No, I don't think we have any 80s left in the forecast for the next 10 days, and maybe the storms are gone too. W5VEO, back to net.
Thank you, Doug. Let me acknowledge John from Buffalo, New York. KE2FZA is in line on our text line. I'll be back with you shortly, John. In the meantime, any Echolink or digital stations out there? Echolink or digital stations? I'm going to give you some long pauses, so come on now.
KQ8U, recheck. KQ8U.
This is Kilo India 7, India Uniform Dave, Latimer, you.
November 0, Charlie, Kilo Victor. November 0, Charlie, Kilo Victor.
Mike 7, Tango Lima Bravo. Mike 7, Tango Lima Bravo.
Okay, hearing just a few there. Let me acknowledge M7 TLB, Dave, from across the pond. Mark from Plymouth, Minnesota. N0CKV, Dave in Murray, Utah. KI7IHU, Bob in Ecorse, Michigan, a recheck, KQ8U. And John in Buffalo. Let me go to the top of the list here. John, KE2SZA. Other than salt and pepper, what is the one spice you cannot do without?
Hey, good morning, everybody. KE2FCA here from Buffalo, New York. Garlic is a good choice, but our family, we use cayenne pepper in almost everything, so I'm going to go with cayenne powder. Thanks for having the net. 73, and back in net control.
Thank you for being with me this morning. Let me see where I left off here, Bob. Bob in Ecorse, recheck, KQ8U. Good morning, Bob.
Morning, Mike, Vicky, and the crew. My favorite would be red hot sauce. I'd put that stuff on everything. I'll see everybody on the 20. KQ8U, back to that.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate you getting back in with us. Dave in Murray, Utah, KI7IHU.
I could use garlic. Something the powdered garlic, and I think they use the fresh garlic where you have to use the things to smash it up. Back over to you. This is.
Thank you, Dave. We got the garlic out of that, but I'm going to here tell you got a lot of packet loss on that connection this morning. Just might want to check your connections and see if it's something you can fix on your end. Mark in Plymouth, Minnesota. NOCKV. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning to the net. And without a cinnamon, have it every morning. Just bought another 18-ounce bottle of it.
Cinnamon it is. Next up is Dave from across the pond, and I'm not sure how to pronounce the town, so you can help me out there, Dave. M7 TLB.
Yeah, good morning, Brew Crew. This is Dave, M7TLB. The town is Conisborough, up in Yorkshire, not far from Sheffield. So yeah, good morning to everybody. I think because everybody else has said garlic, I'm going to say paprika. I think the mix of paprika, salt and pepper as a general seasoning blows pretty much any other kind of seasoning you can get. So yeah, paprika will be my choice. Back to next one, Mike 7, Tango Lima Bravo.
Thank you, Dave. Paprika it is. That's the one I picked out this morning. We don't have a strong following, but we do have a following. Joseph, Rocky Point, New York, KE2ENR. Good morning, Joseph.
KE2ENR. Good morning to the net. My spice that I cannot live without is tahini. Spice that's used in a lot of Latin dishes. That is fantastic for everything. Thank you so much for having me. Back to net control.
Thank you, Joseph. Lewis in Houston, Texas, KJ5AXC.
Good morning, Brew Crew. You know, I go with paprika. I don't really know what it tastes like, but I put it on everything. Gotta have it. KJ5AXC, back to net.
Thank you, Lewis. Next up is Roger, my neighbor over here to the west in Umatilla, Florida. Ground control for Carlos, and I'm kind of having a problem figuring out the word. Aerial net and the 20-meter net. Tell me what you got planned today for us, Roger.
But we'll go with the Montreal steak seasoning. And yes, had a good time yesterday with the aerial net, and we had like 17 contacts, something like that. Had a lot of fun, and we'll be looking forward to the next one. But at 10 o'clock, we have the 20-meter net. Hopefully propagation will break through. I have my hex beam up, pointed north with 500 watts, so I should hear somebody, and somebody should hear me. Looking forward to it. Back to you, Mike. Thanks for making it fun. KO4QMM clear.
Well, Roger, FYI, buddy, tonight at 5 o'clock, you need to be at your controls, at ground control, because Aeronautical Net is going to be on the air at 5 p.m., and they're going to be looking for help. So be sure to make sure you show up. And we look forward to hearing you this morning here on the 20-meter net. Larry in Calamasa, California, KE6MAE.
E6MAE. Do you get a copy of me first before you continue?
We do have a copy. Go ahead.
Facebook.
Larry, try again, because we did have a copy, but then we lost you there. Punch a little harder on that button. Larry, we lost you again. I'm going to give you a chance to fiddle around there and see if you can make that thing work. And I'll get back to you momentarily. Chuck in Lancaster, New York, W2EM. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning, Mike, and the rest of the Brew Crew. I'll have to go with garlic. We use a bunch of other things, but garlic is probably one of the top. And I'll be on my hex beam pointing south right at riser in an hour or so. So see you there. W2EM, and I'll be clear.
Thank you, Chuck. I tell you, it's going to be hex beam to hex beam today. Appreciate it. Larry in Calamasa. Let's try you one more time, Larry.
Well, let's see how it goes this time. Maybe I was not holding the radio correctly. KE6MAE here in California. I use pepper plant sauce. I get it from Amazon. Great stuff. I use it on eggs, hamburgers, you name it, just about everything. Some like macaroni salad. It really adds a nice, not too hot, but very, very tasty. Hope I came through this time. Back to the 86MAE.
Thank you, Larry. We got every bit of it. Let me look out there for some new customers now. 20 minutes till the top of the hour. New stations come now, please, twice and slowly.
Kilo Oscar 4, Foxtrot, Bravo Mike. Kilo Oscar 4, Foxtrot, Bravo Mike.
Kilo Romeo 4, Bravo Alpha Delta. Kilo Romeo 4, Bravo Alpha Delta.
November Whiskey 4, Quebec, NW4Q.
November 4, Kilo Hotel Zulu, N4 kilohertz, up in and out.
KB2QBQ, KB2QBQ, in and out.
Alpha 3 Echo Romeo Yankee, VA3RY, mobile, in and out, 73.
Ski 0, Golf Kilo, Quebec Radio, W0GZR, in and out.
Quebec 4, Romeo Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo November 4, India Echo Echo. Kilo November 4, India Echo Echo. Handles Gus, Golf Uniform Sierra, in and out.
Nine, Echo, Bravo, Bravo, Ocala, Florida.
KJ0HN, Kilo Juliet 0, Hotel November, in and out, thanks.
Okay, let me acknowledge these stations checking in. John in Lincoln, Nebraska, KJ0HN. I think you said, John, you were in and out. W9EBB, Don in Ocala, Florida. KN4IEE, Augusto, Gainesville, Georgia, is in and out. KO4RUF, Scott in Dothan, Alabama. Mark in Athens, Georgia, W0GZR. Eduardo, in and out from LaSalle, Canada, VA3ERY. Mary in Homosassa, Florida, was in and out, KB2QBQ. Good morning, Mary. John in Rochester, New York, N4KHZ. And Tony, Mary's better half from Homosassa, was also in and out this morning, W2KJV. Jim in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And Trish, NW4Q. And David in Fugai, Verena, North Carolina, KR4BAD. And Jose, mobile in St. Cloud, Florida, KO4FBM. You're at the top of my list, Jose. Good morning to you. And other than salt and pepper, what one spice can't you live without?
Good morning, Mike, and rest of the Morning Brew. We use adobo, I spell it. Alpha Delta, Oscar, Bravo, Oscar. It's from the Goya product. So you can get them at Publix, supermarket. You can get it everywhere. We use it in every fish, chicken, name it. Even on the eggs. Very nice, and very good spice. Back to you, Mike, 73.
Thank you, Jose. And adobo it is, and Joe introduced that to us this morning earlier in the net. we're going to have to put it on our list. David in Fuqua, Verena, North Carolina, KR4BAD.
1-2, port 2, link is on.
KR4BAD, David, you with me?
Good morning, Mike. There was some kind of transmission from a computer somewhere. My spice is Montreal steak seasoning. I heard someone else mention that, but yeah, pretty much on everything. That's it for me. KR4BAD, back to net.
Thank you, David. Yeah, Montreal has been fairly popular this morning here at the Morning Brew. Thank you for being with me. Jim and Trish, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, what's your favorite spice?
Mike, I would have to say it would be cinnamon. She uses that a lot, and I like it too. Hope you're doing well.
Jim, I'm doing great, and cinnamon is a favorite spice around here as well. Thank you for joining us this morning. Y'all have a great day. Let me see if there's anyone here left to talk to. A lot of in and outs this morning. Mark in Athens, Georgia. W2ECR. That's a hard one, Mark. Good morning. Mark in Athens, are you with me? Let me ask you this. We had a W0GZR or something that sounded like that. If there's a station out there I haven't acknowledged, come on now. Hearing nothing, let me move on to Scott in Dothan, Alabama, KQ4RUF.
Good morning, Mike. I think I'll have to stick with what seems to be the populace and go with garlic. So back to net 73 to all.
Well, there's nothing like sticking with a winner. And garlic is very popular, I think, with everyone. Don in Ocala, W9EBB. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. This is the first time I'm using the Echolink to check in because the repeater in this area in Marion County, Florida is pretty much down for you guys today. And so I'm using my earphones that EA just gave me, my ear, to transmit, which is kind of interesting. Before I answer my question, I wanted you to do me a favor and let me know about the AeroNet. Is it available on Echolink this morning? And my favorite one is crushed red pepper. I put it inside my meatballs when I make them. I put it on top of my pizza. I love it. I put it in my hamburgers. Love it. Have a blessed day, everybody, and thanks for running the net, sir.
Don, you were very readable. Not the highest quality, but very readable. Don't worry about it. Thank you for checking in. John in Lincoln, Nebraska, KJ0HN. Good morning, John.
Good morning, KJ0HN. I think my favorite also would be cinnamon, although garlic is a very, very close second. Thanks for running the net. 73.
Thank you for joining us, John. Next up, by way of the text line, is Daryl from Epson, New Hampshire, WB1DXN. Good morning, Daryl.
Good morning, Vicky and Mike and the rest of the Brew Crew. Hopefully I have connectivity again. Hopefully it doesn't fade out on me. On some of my morning foods, I like cinnamon, and on some of my other foods, I'm starting to use some mesquite and stuff for the nighttime meals. Everybody have a safe day. Take care. WB1DXN, back to net control.
Thank you for joining us this morning, Daryl. Appreciate you being here. Cinnamon is one of the most popular ones this morning. Mike from Camillus, New York, KD2WRJ.
Good morning, Brew Crew. I like a little garlic powder on a slice of pizza every once in a while, so that's my answer for today. Hope everybody has a good one. It's KD2WRJ. Back to the net.
Thank you, Mike, and forgive me if I butchered the name. I always have trouble with if it's Camillus or Camillus, but appreciate you being here. Time for some new customers to jump on board. 9 minutes to go. Come on now, twice as slowly.
Gilbert.
W4
Kilo
YE2
Golf Romeo
W4
November
YE8
C2 GRN Joel East Yape.
For OSU, not for Ohio State University. Go Badgers.
KJ 5J QV, Cypress, Texas. KJ 5J QV.
Well, hold up for just a moment. The KJ5 station. Would you give me your full call again, please?
KJ 5J QV, Kilo Juliet 5 Juliet, Quebec, Victor.
Katrina, new to the system from Cypress, Texas. Thank you for joining us. Stick around, I'll be right back. Jerry in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, N4 OSU. Joel in East Yaphank, New York, KC2GRN. Bud in Beverly Hills, Florida, W4YEE. And David in Sacramento, California, N6QDY. Anyone else wanting to join us, come now, please.
KF8 DWF Kilo Foxtrot 8 Charlie Whiskey Foxtrot in and out.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 Tango Whiskey Tango. Kilo Foxtrot 0 Tango Whiskey Tango.
Delta, check me in and out, please.
Okay, let me acknowledge these last stations. KF0TWT, Thomas in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Dave in Waxford, PA, was in and out, KC3BXD. Thank you for waving a hand, Dave. Brian in Warren, Michigan, was in and out, KF8CWF. Let me go to the top of this list. Bud in Beverly Hills, Florida, W4YEE. Good morning.
And good morning to you. It's been a while since I've been on the East Coast Reflector, but thought I'd try to get it here. We've moved from Florida to Wisconsin. Don't ask why. Favorite spice? I've got a spice rack of over 200 spices, so one of them, I guess, would be the top, would be garlic. Love garlic on everything. I even make scrambled eggs with garlic. Back to net, and good morning.
Well, Bud, we're mighty glad you stuck around and came back, even moving all the way north. This time of year, that's probably be a good choice, but I don't know if we will be come wintertime. Thank you for being with me. Joel in East Yaphank, New York, KC2GRN. Good morning, Joel.
Good morning everyone on the Morning Brew. My favorite spice would have to be cayenne, I guess. Yeah, that is one 50 up spice, that's for sure. All right. Thanks for hosting the net, guys. KC2GRN, that's it.
Thank you for being with me this morning. Appreciate it. Next up is David from Sacramento, California, N6QDY.
Yeah, good morning, Mike, Vicky, everybody on the net. This is David, N6QDY, currently going through my repeater in Sacramento or El Dorado Hills. And I'm going to the Skagway, so hopefully the internet on the ship is working okay. Anyways, hello to everybody in the Zoom room. Favorite spice, garlic salt. Everybody have a great day. Back to control. N6QDY.
Thank you, David. Had a little bit of packet loss going there, but we got the garlic, and appreciate you being here. Jerry in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Badger Man, N4OSU.
One and all, definitely Badger Man. We like all purpose. It's a combination of just about everything you can think of. And for OSU, have a good day. We're down.
Well, Jerry, I know that you don't have any problem making a decision when it comes to ball teams, but with spices, you just can't narrow it down. All purpose it is, buddy. New to my system here, Cypress, Texas, Katarina, KJ5JQV. Welcome aboard.
Hi, I'm learning to appreciate ground human recently. It's part of a recipe yesterday. It always needs to pop up and keep everything right.
Cuban it is. Thank you, Katrina, for being with us, and I hope you put us down and become a regular here at the Morning Brew. We're here from 7 to 9, Monday through Friday, except for holidays. Let me see who's up next. How about Thomas in Minneapolis, Minnesota? KF0TWT.
Yeah, I was going to say soy sauce, but the soy sauce doesn't count because I want that with every meal. But if that doesn't count, I will go with garlic, like everybody else. KF0TWT.
We got you down for garlic. Thank you much for being here this morning, Thomas. Got time for a few more. Come on now, twice and slowly.
Good morning. Jeff in 5ECP, first time, Kilgore, Texas.
Bravo Tango KR4 EVT.
Whiskey, Quebec 8 Papa. Whiskey, Quebec 8 Papa. In and out. Good morning, Mike.
Delta Zulu Tango KR4 DZT, in and out.
KQ4 YYN, Joe in Georgia. KQ4 YYN, Joe in Georgia.
KI4 NHQ, KI4 NHQ.
November 2, India Sierra Kilo. November 2, India Sierra Kilo.
Okay, folks, I got to call it there, and only got time to acknowledge these folks. N2 ISK Bob in Woodbridge, New Jersey. KI4 NHQ Karen in Piney Flats, Tennessee. KQ4 YYN Joe in Franklin, Georgia. KR4DZT, Randall in Homosassa, Florida. WQ8P, Nathaniel in Orlando, Florida. KR4EBT, Jason in Riverview, Florida. And Jeffrey in Kilgore, Texas, N5ECP. Ladies and gentlemen, 140 of you checked in this morning. And Garlic was the winner by far at 32%, with Cinnamon ran in second, and then Montreal and Cayenne tied at 6.5%. That's the way it turned out today, folks. Thank you for joining us. Scott, W2BLT, Miss Vicky, KEAVKY, and I'm Mike, finally identifying myself, K2CMT, 73 all.